Good morning, sir. The presence of fittings or closure that prevent water from entering compartments is what's required to achieve watertight integrity. The first stage in the process of repairing natural resources that have been harmed by oil or toxic chemicals is to conduct damage assessments. Perform the following measures as soon as possible after the damage has occurred in order to undertake a damage assessment and ensure that the vessel retains its watertight integrity. These are the 10 actions to limit the damage to save ownership. First, ensure that all waterproof doors and hatch are shut. A closed hatch state is displayed on the status screen of the bridge. In addition to it, a particular individual will visually inspect if continuing with operations required opening a watertight door or hatch that is damaged in some way. One should carefully examine whether or not it is absolutely necessary to do so in order to prevent water from entering. When you are finished utilizing the hatch, make sure to close it right away. Second, promptly closing weathertight doors and fastening ventilation, opening and closing equipment to prevent water from getting on board the vessel. Third, in order to prevent the water from entering the pipes, all of the valves on the piping system should be shut off as soon as possible if the connected pipes are not being used for pumping. After a collision or grounding, the fourth step is to check the degree of the damage in order to evaluate the state of the ship's compartments. Following the identification of damaged compartments comes the fifth step, which is the sounding of flooded compartments to determine the extent of water penetration. The equipment for remote sounding can rapidly measure the amount of water that has been penetrated a compartment. Sixth, calculate the heel angle and trim of the vessel to determine whether or not the vessel will capsize or sink by taking draft readings at the front, mid, and aft draft markers. 7. The computation of water ingress by periodically examining the soundings of the damaged compartments and comparing those readings with the draft data to determine the rate of water entrance and flooding. The eighth step is to empty pumps, both bilge and ballast, to pump water out of the damaged compartments in order to minimize the total volume of water that is contained with the compartments. Use of a loading computer to estimate the structure's stability and strength after it has been damaged comes in ninth step. However, because the loading computer was developed to only calculate conditions in which everything was intact, the amount of water that got in might be dim. An additional load in each of the compartments for the real loading condition. 10th step is liquid transfer operations. It is important to check the limit values for stability and strength as well as pre-calculate the floating position before either adding or removing water ballast. However, because of the loose surface in partially full water ballast tanks, filling or emptying them could impact the vessel's stability. On the other hand, pumping water into tanks that are opposite the damage could reduce the heel and trim of the vessel. 11th step is have a diver examine the state of the ground and the amount of damage that has been done. This check is only to be carried out when the ship is in stable location and there is no indication that the ground will shift while it is being done in accordance with all of the appropriate safety precautions. Last but not the least, both the local Coast Guard and the owner of the ship need to be made aware of the current situation. In addition, if there is an oil leak, an immediate notification should be made regarding the possibility of oil leak out. That is all, sir. Thank you.